Salut tout le monde! Hi everyone! This is Sophie, activatrice de communauté pour la planète, activator of communities for the planet, and with ma puce à l'oreille, I share my ideas, my visions, my experiences, and I meet inspiring people who are changing the world. So today I'm talking about something awesome that we stumbled on. We went to an event that's called the Denver Native Seed Swap and Giveaway, and it was packed earlier. You have to come with me and see what we were up to. Let's go inside. Some incredible people that organize an incredible event, and I want to talk about it on this podcast. And first, I'd like that you introduce yourself, or maybe you introduce the event as well. See what it is that you organized today.
Okay, I'll start. I am Peggy Hampson. I am with Wild Ones Front Range Chapter, and we are one of the sponsors of the Denver Native Seed Swap and Giveaway. Focus on the giveaway. It is an annual event at this point. How many years? Probably
4 years or so.
Yeah. Here we've been at the Table Public House this is our third year, and we have collected a lot of seeds, both coordinated collections as well as individuals. And we have cleaned a lot of seed, and now we are just hoping to spread a lot of seed out there to a lot of lovely people who are also interested in native seeds.
Hi, I'm Steven. I'm a volunteer with Wild Ones. I would like to say that the reason why we do this is because native plants have a special place in the landscape. When you grow things that are native to your region, it has a lot of benefits. You will save water. You will have more pollinators, more insects, more wildlife, birds, and habitat. And you'll have something great to look at and enjoy. And we think everybody should realize how easy it is to get started growing native seeds. It's actually quite easier than a lot of the things you might otherwise grow in your garden, plus it has a lot of the benefits for the wildlife around you. That's why we make it easy and free when we do this every year.
That's incredible. When you see the hall with all the free seeds and everybody is free to take whatever, at first you're like, oh my God, I'm going to take this and that and that. And then you're like, wait, am I going to plant all of that? It's like also making you more responsible to think, there's so much that I need to pick. I need to decide what is it that I really want to take. Leave some for other people too.
So I'm Terry. I am Peggy's Her Girl Friday. I just help out with the plant swap. And I'll say I was first introduced to Wild Ones in 2020, and I just thought I was bad at growing things. Turns out I was just growing the wrong things in the wrong place that weren't even helping anything. So when I met Wild Ones, I started taking out all the plants that were basically just like plastic. And now I have nothing but wild, or by natives and pollinator plants. So I have so many birds, bees, bugs, everything. It's just a gorgeous spot. So. Cool. And it's a lot of fun to know that there's so many different varieties. And Peggy did a great job of researching every single plant. And so, you go to a website and you find little bits here and there, but she's compiled it all into one great location. So.
Wow.
And if you need, just to close, I would like everybody to know that the sponsoring organizations for this event are not just Wild Ones, but do look up Wild Ones Front Range, because we have a lot of things you can learn for free, or you can join us and learn long term. Colorado Native Plant Society is another sponsor, and their goal is to get native plants across the state. And People and Pollinators Action Network is also sponsored. They want to have pollinator habitat. If you ever see the new pollinator license plate, you can thank People and Pollinators Action Network.
How many people?
And then Denver Audubon is actually also one of the sponsors.
How many people come usually every year here?
Well, it keeps growing, and we don't know whether we've grown this year or not, but it is over usually 200 people. So I do want to just add one other thing, sorry. One of the reasons why it's important to give access and free access is because these plants, there is a good movement. You can see how many people are interested. They can't access these things in the nurseries. And so that's not all the nurseries' fault, because if they're not in demand, they're also not being grown. We need growers of these things. So what's happening is there's a lot of gorillas out there, and they are doing it themselves. They're propagating themselves. And even experts who are really good at this, they want to increase the palette of what they have available in their own yards. The only way they're going to do that is by growing it themselves. So this is kind of from nuts and bolts to get to your mansion, you know, in terms of a beautiful, beautiful ecosystem that is not, we got to get our mind frame out of this traditional gardening of for lawns, because I think as these guys have tested, a lawn, you'll go out there and it's void of any life other than the green blades. But then once you put in these other things, all of a sudden you have a whole life system out there. And a lot of people are like, I don't want wildlife in my yard. But oh yes you do. Oh yes you do.
Why we like to grow a lot of things. Now, it's good for the wildlife, but it's also good for us. You will find that it's been researched that being around flowering plants, even if it's just out your window, improves people's health. People in hospitals and nursing homes live longer if there's a garden outside their windows than people who don't. For example, people who sit on a park bench have lower blood pressure than people who don't do that kind of thing, because they see the nature. But you can have the nature in your yard if you work for it, if you learn with us, and that's our idea.
That event was really inspiring, and it was so heartwarming to see how many people were willing to grow wild plants instead of the usual mowed grass. And we were talking about the fact that it's kind of tricky, because if you start to grow wild plants only on your property, neighbors can come at you and say, hey, this looks messy, this looks like it's abandoned, and it doesn't look neat and clean, and you know, it's part of the culture. So people are used to something that's really just grass that's mowed very short and it looks neat, you know. So but it's changing slowly but surely, because a lot of people are pushing for having more wild plants, especially in Colorado, where there's not so much water. It's really dry. So if people want to have very green grass, they have to water a lot, and the water company is actually paying people to reduce their water usage on their loan, and to have actually the loan removed and plant some wild plants instead, so that people don't use as much water on their loan. So it's going in the good direction.
So learn with us. We'll try to point you to all those resources and find these things that are hard to find out in the stores.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I just want to plug, just check out Wild Ones Brent Range .org, and that is our website, and it has tons of resources. Check the toolkit. It's a great resource for you. And everybody, go plant some natives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
I hope you enjoyed this discovery, and feel free to let me know what you think in the comments.